Hi there, my name is Oeun. I'm nice to see you again, and in today's video I'm going to teach you another practice of conditionals. Before I start to teach you this practice, I would like to ask you about omitting if from our conditionals. Do you remember that? And anyway, have you watched that video yet? Okay. Well, let me tell you some about that. Actually, we have three conditional used in if omitting clause. One is a conditional we use with verb. You remember that all the subject with verb in if clause. One more is set conditional. So set conditional here, when we omit if, we think of if clause or sub clause only. Set conditional. And one more is for conditional, but we use with should in if clause. You remember that? For talking about for conditional, we have two. One is for conditional if clause with should and imperative sentence, and the other is if clause with should in simple sentence with will. Do you want to know that the practice of this omitting if clause? Let's go with me there. Practice conditionals. Direction is make sentences with the same meaning by omitting if. So it means that the sentence given to you is if clause, but you are asked to omit if. We use another way, but keep the same meaning. Alright? Example, if I were your age, I do things differently. Then in order to omit if, we have to use subject verb inversion, mean that subject and verb here are inverted. Were I your age, I do things differently. So the same meaning. It is second conditional with verb. So all the subject you verb. We cannot use verb with I, he, she, it in conditional. Verb is more formal and more correct. That's why we use verb I, he, she, it, we, you, they. Okay. Number one. If Bob should show up while I'm away, please give him my message. It clause with should. And then imperative. So what should we do in order to use our omitting if clause? So it is omitted and then subject verb inversion. Then we can write should Bob show up while I'm away. Please give him my message. It still has the same meaning. If Bob should show up while I'm away, please give him my message. Or you can write, should Bob show up while I'm away, please give him my message. No if but subject verb inversion between Bob and should. So this should is used in our if clause. Number two, if my uncle had stood up to think I have been embarrassed. What type of conditional is it? The first one is for conditional with should, because in the form of for conditional we use with imperatives as well. This is had plus verb participle. It is past perfect and verb present perfect like this. It is called third conditional. So third conditional, you remember that if is omitted, then subject verb inversion, but only auxiliary verb. Then we can write had my uncle stood up to sing. I have been embarrassed. Okay, the same meaning. So it is third conditional. This is from if insert conditional. If clause insert conditional had my uncle, the same meaning. This one. Number 3. If she were ever in trouble, I'd do anything I could to help her. Well, what is second conditional here? So she were, not she was. Then, like the example, we can write what she ever in trouble. I do anything I could to help her. This the same meaning. Again, our direction is make sentences with the same meaning by omitting if. So it means that if in conditional, we can change to another sentence, but it has the same meaning. Normally, this omitting if occur in first conditional if clause with should, second conditional if clause with verb or the subject, and third conditional. Okay. This example number 1, it is in first conditional, but we use imperative. If main clause is not an imperative sentence, it's okay. For example, here subject will plus be form. That's okay. The same meaning. Number 2, this is the third conditional. That's why the third conditional we have to use subject verb inversion between auxiliary verb and subject like this. Number 3, we use verb in second conditional. So according to this one, we can write it form like this. First conditional should plus subject plus be form plus subject plus will be form. Blah blah blah. Here, 1. Another is first conditional is should plus subject plus be form. Blah blah blah. But we use imperative by using please. Up to you, either please or without please. Okay. Plus be form. It is first conditional form. How about second? Second we use verb, subject, would, be, form, blah blah blah. How about third? Third we use had, subject, verb past participle, subject, would, have, verb past participle, blah blah blah. According to this practice, and we have 3 conditional that we can use our if omitting clause. When we use should in if clause, in first conditional we have 2 forms. One, should subject be form, subject plus will but plus be form. Or you can write should subject be form, please is optional, plus be form, because one is imperative sentence. And in second conditional we use with verb. Verb here with subject, can be subject complement, subject would be form. Second condition. How about third? We placed had before subject, had plus subject plus verb past participle, subject plus would plus have plus verb past participle. This is the form that we can find it easy to remember in our omitting clauses in our conditional. You have to remember that omitting if from conditional here still has the same meaning as our conditional. For example, for conditional, the meaning of for conditional is the same as the meaning of the form. Should the meaning of second conditional with verb here are the same as this, the meaning in the form. Third conditional also have the same meaning in the forms as well. Does it make sense, everyone? After my explanations, if you are not quite sure about omitting if clause, please write your questions. I try my best to reply to all of yours. Okay, we come to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for watching my video, but don't forget to watch it every day. I usually say that a new video come out per day. When you meet one, you find it difficult to learn a lot of grammatical items because everything is taught in order. Okay, so don't forget to wait for next practice about conditional. I have a few more practice for you guys. You spend around 7 to 15 minutes watching my video per day. You can understand a lot from my lessons. Okay, thank you very much. See you later. Bye bye.